Hi.
How are you?
I'm well.
See you. Only that I wonder why we are twinning on our frames. So
I
I'm
was going to
wondering.
say the same thing. Oh, is the superstar something that is flowing
No,
between us?
right? Wait. Oh, that's the vibe. That's the real
I
energy.
think.
And it's good to have you. So I'm sure you're aware the essence of this conversation is a coaching transformation review session. And I'm doing this with a few of my coaching clients for us to just be able to articulate the impact of the coaching. And like I've said to everyone I've spoken to, I don't want to take for granted what we have done through the coaching program. And even you as an individual, I want you to just be able to reflect and say, oh, I was at this point, we've gone through the coaching, I'm at this point, that's the essence of this conversation. And we're going to be sharing widely for people to see how coaching has impacted you. So before I go on, because if you allow me, I'll just keep talking. And it's not about me. So yes, just tell us about yourself, your name and your role. If you want to disclose your organization, please feel free. But your name and your role, please.
Okay, so my name is Lorine Odidison, and I work as a HR business partner.
Fantastic. Thank you for not disclosing, because I love saying organization, but I don't want to press too much. But I imagine that as the conversation goes on, maybe you will have to touch on it. So yes, at what point did you decide you wanted to get a coach, and why?
Okay, so I think that was last year, December.
Okay.
At the time, I felt stuck. Coming from, so it was for me, people saw me as this person that you had it all together, you knew where you were going after school, I knew what I wanted to do, I served while I was serving, I was doing my CIPM, I knew the kind of places I wanted to work, and I found my way into those places. I knew I wanted to start my career in HR, and I did. But at this point, I was feeling very stuck. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where I was going. I was just stuck, basically. And that was when I was like, no, I need to talk to someone. And then again, with that perception I had that people felt I had it all figured out, I didn't feel like I could talk to just anybody, because I felt like we now know that you don't have it all figured out. You have been masquerading, and it's been all a facade, right? So I just felt like I needed to talk to an independent person, and that was when I reached out in December last year.
So why did you decide you wanted to work with JAM? What was it? So like you said, you were mindful of who you were going to open to about this. What made you open up to JAM? I'm really interested in this.
Okay, so why JAM, right? So first I had seen you move from one role to the other. And I know we were not this close, but we used to have small conversation. Hi, how are you doing? There, here and there. And so I felt like, okay, I feel like she'll understand where I'm coming from. Sometimes when we have those conversations, I'm like, okay, if I tell her this, she might understand, that everybody doesn't just have it rosy, or everybody doesn't have it figured out. Then for me, in fact, the first big thing was the positivity you exuded every day on your status. Like,
really?
So somebody wake up every day, this positive is Nigeria not happening to you, this is not happening to you, his family not happening to you. You just feel like there are days you cannot just show up, but you would show up every day with so much positivity, optimism, and then humor. And then humor. And I'm like, is this person even a human being, or she's an angel? And then you talk a lot about emotional intelligence, and from your write-ups and things around you, I could see that you had that emotional security as well. So for me, it was everything. It was everything.
Perfect blend.
Yes, exactly. So it was everything I was looking to in one person, and I felt like, okay, I used to drop hints here and there. We used to talk sometimes. So why not just go the whole 9 yards and just own up to this person and talk to this person and see how it goes, right? So yeah, that was it for me. I felt like you'd be able to relate with where I was coming from, or everything I had been through, or where I was at that point in time.
These sessions have been really revealing for me, a lot of revelation, a lot of validation as well, because that's not to say that, like you said, I show up, I'm deliberate to show up. That's not to say that I don't have issues. My life is not 100, but
exactly. Because I was saying, like, doesn't Nigeria, even if nothing happened, at
I'm
least you
living in
don't have
Nigeria. Are we going to Nigeria together? The first scarcity. You see, while we were talking, power supply went before the gen came on. So I'm here. This is my reality, but I don't dwell on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm deliberate to, even though I live in Nigeria, I always tell myself, you are a global citizen. You have a global mindset. So it's a deliberate thing. And it's not wash. It's not that we're keeping up with the Joneses. No. We're saying that in the middle of all what's going on,
I just show up
for what is working, and we show up. Sharing our awesomeness with the world. Thank you. So that's to say that keep doing what you're doing, Jam. I hope you're encouraged.
Exactly. You never know who's watching.
Many of you have been trying to make me all mushy, so I have tissue.
Please.
I have tissue nearby, be rest assured. And then, of course, so my next question is, so for how far this coaching has gone, I wonder that what are the 3 key things that you have learned so far from this coaching? What 3 key things have you learned from this coaching? So that have sort of stood out for you?
So the first thing would be self-confidence. And that even happened even before we started the coaching session. And that just further helped me consolidate the fact that I was going to work with you. Because when I had called you to say, Jam, I think I need to sign up for coaching, or I'm here. And no, I didn't say I think I needed to sign up. Like, I just need to talk to you because I felt like we were going into the new year and I wanted some form of clarity. Amazing that you didn't even, like every other person, just start selling their coaching, services to me and all of that. So it was amazing that you didn't even start with that. I mean, and conversation was quite long. It was like an hour long, and you were just talking. And at that point, I felt like I hadn't even started this coaching and I was gaining some form of clarity, right? So I was like, then what's the point, Laura? Just put your money together and sign up for this thing. From that moment in that December, I don't know what it was, but I then began to, because before I signed up, I had begun to underestimate myself. I wasn't sure I was delivering value anymore. I wasn't sure I had value to give anymore, because I felt like I was not developing. And if I was not developing, then I wasn't giving anymore. I was not giving value.
In one place.
Yeah. So just after that conversation, I felt more. I just knew that I felt more than I was feeling before I had called you. So signing up for the coaching program, I then knew that, I think from the first day, we didn't even really go into that, but I know we had a conversation. And after that conversation, I know I had a book and I was just writing, I am more, I become more, and all of that. And jobs that I would normally see, I not even want to go there because I feel like, don't do past your power. Just be in your space. I would just move on and apply. And another thing was I could go for any interview whatsoever. I remember the prep for the interviews till tomorrow. I went to prep other people. Like, come, bring it on. Like,
that is one secret.
Bring it on. Do you understand?
Do well to share.
Do you understand? Like, bring it on. And it was self-confidence. The second thing is the can do. I feel like I can do anything when it comes to my career or job or anything. Yes, there are days that I don't feel like I can, and then I'll come and say, oh, Jam, this is what I'm going through. I don't know how to go about it, and I just feel like I can now do this thing. So it is the self-confidence, it can do. Then there's something else. It's the safe space I got to gain perspective about things. Yes. Like I mentioned, I couldn't really talk to anybody because I felt like everybody felt like I figured it out. But during the coaching sessions, I felt like it was a safe space to speak about what I was struggling with without feeling intimidated or judged. And I would leave with the clarity that I needed. And then you would help me put things into perspective and make me feel like
goosebumps. Please take it easy, please.
No, I'm serious. You make me feel like, Lorine, it's not like you're different or there's something wrong with you, that. I know I've said 3 things, but let me just say the 4th one. The 4th one would be building self-awareness and a deeper level of learning. And I go to say a deeper level of learning because with the coaching session, I have not just learned about career or my skills or how to be better at my work. it has been learning about me. So it has gone beyond the fact that I need to learn about career or how to improve my skills.
Wow.
But I have now learned about me and how people perceive me and how I am able to change the areas of my personality that are not right. And that's why I think in the last session we had, I told you, and I wasn't going to send it to you, that I don't think I'm thinking about my mantra again. It is that your KOB model for me. Seriously. So basically,
your magic. Own your magic. Bless others with your magic.
Bless others with your magic. Because I feel like it starts with you. And that was one thing you helped me to see. That was one thing the coaching section has helped me to see, that you cannot be doing any meaningful work. You cannot be making impact when you don't even know yourself. You don't even know the value that you are or the value that you're bringing. And in simple terms, for you, it is you are a bag of chips and more, right? And yeah, you know, I'm feeling like it's
no second
so that
in ourselves. We carry value. We are the value.
Exactly. So it is that know your magic, own your magic, and bless others with your magic. And I think it's been working for me. So I would say that, yeah, a whole lot of other things, but let me stick with this one. Let me just stick with this one. Yeah, really. No jokes, and I'm not trying to hype, but it's the value that you have delivered to me, and those are the things that have stood out for me.
I'm trying to comport myself and be very professional, you know, but honestly, when I thought of doing this session, I didn't know how it would make me feel. I'm just realizing, and I'm the more humbled.
Yeah.
I am the more humbled, honestly. I've spoken to, you're the fifth person I'm talking to recording this video, and the feedback has left me, because what I wanted to know was what the coaching did for you guys. But now you have no idea that as you're sharing what it has done for you,
you're also seeing what it has done for you.
Let me continue. I don't want to get all mushy, because this video will go viral before people will say, but big girls don't cry. You know, so I don't
look at you.
So I don't want to cry. So yes, my final question really is, for someone struggling with growth in his or her career, what advice would you give to such a person? And let's say that person isn't even sold out on the idea of getting a coach. What would be your advice to that person?
Okay, first off, the person is not struggling. Because the person is not struggling. Because if you are struggling, you cannot be rolling out. I'm serious. I'm not going to lie, myself, I didn't feel like it was so important to have a coach. I felt like I would just have a mentor or somebody I can talk to, and everybody's just busy with their lives. And then you call a mentor and they just tell you one periphery thing, and they're not able to give you all of their time and just do that deep dive for you. And you know how sometimes mentors tell you what to do, but coaching helps you understand that you have all the answers. And that's what you everything, you know, it's in your hand. It is you, right? So I'll just tell the person that you cannot be ruling out coaching except you've not identified that you have a career problem or a career struggle. Now, once you know that, because coaching will help you examine all of those your weaknesses. And there's another thing that I forgot to mention. One of those your unknown weaknesses, coaching helps you to turn into like a marketable strength, right? Something that people would then see in you and say, so you had it, we can use this. It can even place you at a promotion you didn't think you deserve, because you didn't even know that you had it, or you had seen it as a weakness, but coaching brings it out. It helps you to define your career goals in realistic terms. So you're not doing anything out of like you're not going to fix any esoteric goal that you know that you cannot achieve, right? So that's what I'll just say to the person. If you feel like you're struggling, don't rule out coaching. Coaching will help you examine your weaknesses, bring out your strength, turn those weaknesses into marketable strength. Absolutely. And then set you on the right path to achieve everything that you are supposed to be achieving, and even more, really.
Wow, you're sounding like a coach already. You're already giving me vibe. Like I can employ you as my marketing manager. You're already
please do. I'll send you my invoice.
Oh wow, okay. And I think I would like that you just share, as we round up, where you were in your career when you started this coaching and where you are now. I would just like that. You know, because your story is one of the ones that makes me scream. I say, under how many months? You know which 1 year? So tell us, where were you?
It was just 2 coaching sessions at the time.
Where were you?
Or where are you now? Because the first one was just before I had signed up for the coaching. Yeah. So I would say that before I signed up for the coaching, I was the HR business partner as well, but I felt very stuck. I didn't feel like I was delivering value. I didn't feel like I had my goals laid out. I didn't even know what I was doing. I just felt like I was riding on past glory. Do you understand? And I'm just, going with the wind and then when I had reached out to you and we had that first conversation, remember I said I was already feeling more than how I was feeling before we had the conversation. Mm-hmm. And then we had the first coaching session. Because I think that a lot of these things, maybe the universe aligns when we feel like, when we now know the value.
Absolutely.
Before then, I was applying for jobs, but I wasn't getting any offer. It was the same, okay, maybe not the same CVs because of course we worked on, we rejigged my CV and all of that. And I noticed that this time, every time I was putting out CVs, I was getting callbacks, right?
Wow.
I was getting callbacks. And there was even one that I didn't send out my CV. It was just from a gathering. I think the gathering we had, and I got a job from that. Right? Hey. And then I would go for interviews with confidence. Like, in fact, the interviewer said, "It's okay, doing the introduction is all right. Thank you very much." And it was because that coaching. It was just one coaching session. Remember, I had just had the first one. I hadn't had the second one. Wow. I had just the first one, but I know we had spoken through interviews and all of that. Mm-hmm. And so I came with my story. It was really good. So I had the first session and I had feedback from them to say, "Oh, wow, your introduction was good." And so my first interview, it didn't go for more than 15 minutes because when I was done with my introduction, I had said everything that it was possibly going to ask me, right? Wow. Even when I had to do presentations, I was confident. And I told you that's the first thing that this coaching session did for me. It was the self-confidence. Until tomorrow, I feel like I can go for any interview, whether it's Nigeria, Canada.
I like this feedback. I really like this feedback.
No, I'm serious. And I'm not saying it to hype. I'm saying what really is. And in the space of a month, I had 3 job offers. 3. And it's not just quick job offers.
If it easy.
Do up. It's easy to coach superstars.
It's not easy. I say 3 offers.
3 offers. I was even confused. I'm like, Jam, come and see which one are we going to do? Hey. What are we doing? Yeah, and then even this new job I got, maybe on a normal day, I would have even dismissed it and say, these people, they are paid. Did they even give me this offer? Let me just go with the one that I had. But mediocre mindset. You had helped me kill it. Like, my dear, just show up, regardless of how it turns out. I remember one of the interviews I had called you and I'm like, I didn't say this. I said that. She was like, and you're like, Lorine, you said your truth. And immediately I heard you say it. I'm like, okay, I said my truth. If you guys like, call me. If you like, don't call me. I know who I am. They called me and that's where I am today. So, yeah, it's been a wonderful experience, and I don't feel any kind of fear that I'll not even be able to deliver the risk of the person that I am. Normally you have that fear, but I'm like, I'm a superstar, so I will deliver because I'm going to.
That is the mindset. So I always tell people when I say I'm the coach of superstars, it means I'm coaching only superstars.
And if you feel you're not a superstar, come and join us so that you become a superstar.
Join us. So that you can get some of that anointing. Wow, exactly. Wow. And I like what you've said, because it's one thing to land that job, it's another thing to excel in it. But you already have that mindset that I have what it takes to get the job, so I'm here. And so I have what it takes to deliver in the role. It's really about our minds. If you see it in your mind's eye, you'll be able to materialize it, honestly. Yeah. And like you said, we are learning, we're expanding our network, we're talking to the right people, we're equipping ourselves. So we are not staying stuck and we're not saying, I've made it this far and that's all. No, We're still going several levels higher, honestly. So that we continue to add value. I love this feedback. Like I said, when I imagined doing this session, I didn't know what was going to come out of it. I just said, oh, I would like to hear from my coaching client. So let's do a session like this. I want to record it. That's why I said, let's all look good because we're about to go viral. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
But I didn't know that
you had this much impact.
I didn't realize, honestly.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that this impact has been major. For every single person I've spoken to, the stories have been different. But one thing has been constant: impact. I think there has been huge transformation in very, very, very levels. And the matter is, for all, you're the fifth coaching client I'm talking to. For all 5 of you, you have all changed jobs.
Wow.
As in, like I said, I've never sat down to say, oh, 1, 2, 3. But now that we're doing this review, I'm like, this person, she just changed jobs. This one just changed jobs. This one just got another job. I'm talking to 2 more people after you, and they have also just changed jobs. What do
organizations will not now start coming after you to say, please, let your clients stay here.
I am the more humble. And like I always say, there's nothing that I coach you about in your career that you will not see in mine. So exactly. I am not bluffing. I am not, I don't know what other word to use. This is not a fluke. So the kind of, like you said, I've moved jobs. I've been deliberate about my career growth. And where I am today, I'm super grateful to God. And I'm hoping that many more people can make those giant strides in their careers. And all of us can live our best lives, honestly. And now I'm seeing now that this coaching is becoming like a ministry for me to help people come out and be more.
Yes.
We're in environments that we feel stuck. We will try to see if we can feel better. If not,
we move.
Like, there's always better out there. Like you said, I hope organizations will not come after me. I'm not bothered. I have the backing of the Holy Spirit. Let me drink to that. We have backing. Nothing can happen to us. But honestly, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing willingly. Thank you for agreeing to do this. I do not take it for granted. I know a few people that are like, oh no, I don't really want to share, and that's fine. But for me, it's really that permit me to get churchy. Even the Bible says we overcame by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of our testimony. Many of these things we're sharing, the more you are saying it, the more it is becoming a reality. The more it's becoming permanent, honestly. So it's nothing to be taken for granted. And I, for one, I don't take it for granted. Thank you so much, Lorine, for sharing with us. I really, really appreciate it. For everyone that is watching, listening, I hope that Lorine's story inspires you to really go out there and be deliberate about your career growth. And of course, you need a coach to walk you on that journey. Do send a DM to Workplace with Jam on Instagram, and I'll be more than glad to take your career from good to great. My name is Jumoke Aleoke-Malachi. I am the brain behind Workplace with Jam. Thank you very much, Lorine, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
For watching. Thank you so much.